Everyone's a critic. Everyone's a critic. Everyone's a critic. Everyone's a critic.
Welcome to Everyone's a Critic. Oh, it's Andy, not Chris. Where's Chris? He's in New York spending all his goddamn money on a Tool concert. You hear me? Coming for your ass. You're not here, so it's open season on your butt. Eh? More on that later. I'm here with not my brother Chris, but I'm here with my lovely producer Brendan.
Hello.
Wait, hold on. Brendan produces this podcast. You don't get to sing over his intro.
No, that was his intro.
They were backing me up, man.
Brendan! Wow.
We gotta take this on the road.
Like I said, my brother's not here, but I am joined with my lovely
say it again,
girlfriend, Olivia. And I guess Nick Myers is also the guest, I guess.
I think most recurring
that
guests
was
at this
kind-
point.
Most recurring
No,
guest.
Can I be
I am.
Chris today?
Who's guest and who
I
is host?
I don't know. This is like
Whoa.
the fifth time Nick's been
This
on.
is the sixth
Yeah.
time, so
We're like the 5-timers on SNL, like Bill Murray.
Who is guest and who is host? Fight.
I'm Chris.
I mean, that's fair.
That's
It'd
a
be a
rule
lot
I don't-
weirder.
Finish her.
I kiss Olivia on a daily basis, and it would be illegal if I kiss
Should
Chris
I-
even
should-
once.
I kiss Nick on a daily basis. And
Yeah,
we're fine.
that's just because we work together.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what
because you're
you
his
do.
wife.
It's a weird employee handbook rule we have.
Hey, it gets results though.
It's like the
I do
socialist
my,
solidarity kiss.
Hell yeah, I love a good kiss among my socialists, bro. I just love a good kiss, everyone. Can I do my Chris voice?
Yeah, why not?
Hey, how's it going, guys? This is your old friend Chris, just coming back for another episode of the show. And
He's an NPR
excited
host
to
now.
be here with my friends. Just saw Tool. It's good to see my old buddies in the Tool band. They let me up on stage. And they let me strum one of the strings.
I think any impression of Chris should be an impression of drunk Chris, because drunk Chris is easy to do an impression of.
Yeah.
And drunk Chris is like somebody's bad impression of what a drunk person is like. He's legitimately like, he's the stereotype of a drunk person. Hey man, what's going on?
He's goofy and nice.
It's true.
But yeah, it's kind of a departure from his normal.
We used
Hey
to
Chris,
work-
don't ever take a week off, or this is what we're gonna do.
I used to live with Chris, and when he came home when he was drunk, he would make loud noises in his sleep.
Like yelling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've seen Chris yell.
Is that secret information?
It's not secret information,
Do you
but
wanna
it
cut
is
that out?
information.
Edit it out.
This week, it's not a regular Everyone I Know episode. No, it's a Critic episode. Oh, also, this episode's brought to you by the patrons. Thank you, patrons. You guys are great.
I love you, patrons.
www.patreon.com/Everyone I Know. You get Pangus's candles, and you get it. All right? The intro's different this week. Chris isn't here to curtail our bullshit.
We doing some sponsors?
That's our sponsor. Our sponsor is just the patrons. We dumped Bezos. We could talk more about sponsors later, though.
If you are at the store at checkout and you walk out and you see one of the 25-cent machines, don't pass by it. Please just spend the quarter. It's not much. You'll get a little toy. Just
You buy stock in the
support
companies that make
that.
those
Every
things.
little bit helps.
Homies, little bouncy balls.
The
Gummy
homies,
hands.
Those were problematic.
Yeah, they were.
Those are no longer
Gummy
sold.
hands aren't problematic, though.
No.
Unproblematic queen. Fully. Every week we do a recap of last week's episode called The Old Man Minute, in which our father listens to the last episode and then gives us his comments.
Well,
And
just
then-
your father today.
Oh, yeah. Just my dad. My dad.
What if you brought my father on?
He could be.
For
He's in
one.
the area often.
Don't give him his position away.
My dad.
Oh.
My dad. Old
Don't
Man
give
Minute.
your dad
Brendan reads it because he's great at reading out loud, and Chris is bad at reading out loud. Some of this intro is really dependent on Chris being here. I'm also bad at reading out loud, but, Chris is worse.
He's real bad.
Go ahead, Brendan. Take it
Hey,
away.
EIK fellas. Well, I didn't watch any of the TV coverage of the impeachment hearings last week. Instead, while watching repeats of South Park, Forensic Files, American Greed, etc., I refurbished nearly 200 rounds of ammunition that was showing signs of corrosion, no stress, and clean bullets. Let's do it. Topic 111. Car collisions. Oh, wow. I remember those days when you two were on our insurance policy and our monthly premiums was a car payment. I managed to get all your tickets reduced to non-moving violations, but I still had to pay the fines and surcharges and the repair costs, which
White
kept the premiums high.
White privilege.
You two better bribe the staff to sneak Coors Light into my room at the Good Nursing Home. The Good Nursing Home.
Oh yeah, that's a running gig or bit. Yeah. So every time that we do
Unhinged.
anything nice, he says that he gets into the good nursing home, and then if he does something bad, we say we'll put him in the bad nursing home. Classic bit.
Topic 2, dream Thanksgiving dinner. How about the nightmare Thanksgiving dinner? The family. Mom and dad. Expletive deleted. Weird aunt and uncle number 1. Barbara Streisand and husband Ron Papale? Papale? I don't know who that is.
Popeil, Ron Popeil, the guy with all the inventions. He was kind of like the Billy Mays of the
yeah.
70s.
It's pronounced Papayo.
Weird aunt and uncle number 2. Roseanne Barr and husband Mike Lindell. Ooh. Creepy unmarried uncle Richard Gere. That's fair. Strange sons Matt Damon and Robert Downey Jr. New cousin Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was recently discovered through 23andMe.
That's funny.
Paragraph deleted. Topic 3, sponsors. You know what products your contemporaries like. Find the respective providers and beg them to sponsor you. If that doesn't pan out, then you create the new religion, Pengus Powers of the Church of Latter-day Galapagos Penguins. As a religion,
Fair.
you are organized as a 501c3 under the IRC and are exempt for tax with donations to you tax deductible. I can help and will be filthy rich. Love, old man. P.S. Another week of testimony. Maybe I'll sharpen my knives and watch Netflix in quotes. Is that like a euphemism for porn?
Quote unquote Netflix.
Kissing your mama.
Can
He's
I
doing-
just say it's very nice how supportive he is of you.
He loves the show. He's their number 1 fan. You
It's
know.
great to see.
But now he's locked in. He can't stop listening.
It's true.
'Cause
Everyone
we'll
will
fucking
notice.
know, you know? All right, folks. This is Everyone's a Critic. Not everyone, I know. It's different from the usual situation. We are going to, instead of doing 3 topics, we're going to do just 1 topic. And in fact, we watched a movie together last night, the 3 of us. That movie was Brink.
Sound like a cat.
Brink.
Can I get a break? Brink.
Say it into my mic.
Oh.
Brink.
It's do.
You got to project.
Brain. Oh,
Sorry, guys.
God, he's still doing
All right.
We're
it.
doing so good at podcasts today.
This is all
This is a
about...
wacky crew.
All right, so, okay, let's get right down to it. What is Brink? Who is Brink?
Disney's Brink.
Oh, wait,
Disney's
can I do,
Brink's
can I-
1998.
It's not going to be the same, but can I do a joke I did before the podcast started?
Sure.
One sec, guys. I just need a brink of water.
Ew.
All right.
I improvised that part.
For those who don't know the movie Brink, it's a 1998 Disney original movie. Basically, the seminal aggressive inline skating movie of its day.
And of course, this like jump started the trend, which
Oh.
we're still seeing today.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Yeah.
inline skating.
Right.
movies
Right.
about teens with floppy hair.
Can we get a quick plot overview? How did the movie start out? What do we got?
Brink's
Brink.
too happy. His dad's
His
pissed
last name's
off.
Brinker.
Yeah, that's
Andy
first
Brinker.
Off, his name's Andy Brinker. I wish the movie was called Brinker. I wish they didn't shorten it down.
Just
Or
Brink.
better yet, Andy with an exclamation point.
Oh yeah, because it is Brink with an exclamation point. All right, quick overview of the plot. Andy Brinker is a cool talking inline skater kid
California.
in
guy.
California.
Cali dude.
He's a Cali
He's a Cali
dude
dude.
in LA, and he is a soul skater, which means he doesn't skate for money, bro. He just skates for the fun.
Yeah.
And then tubular. He's
He's a high school student. Did we already say that?
a high school student.
Is he?
Yeah.
Did they ever
maybe.
establish?
Yeah.
I
They
thought they
don't-
were in like
That's when
third
they-
grade.
No, they're definitely high school students.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know. It's unaddressed. And so anyway, his family is going through money problems because his dear old dad is out on disability as a union foreman for the construction crew.
Something
and
that I didn't remember as a child.
and he's been out of work for 6 months, and they're having money troubles. So Brink is forced to join a sponsored inline skate team and go against his local crew.
And they're villains. You didn't.
Yeah, they're
mention
also villain douchebags.
He's a class traitor.
He's a class traitor,
Mhm.
and he eventually enters the competition. Is found out by his friends, decides it's not worth it. He leaves the rich kid team, and then he brinks on his own.
He breaks on off.
So that's
And
a
then
quick overview.
they win. They win the big
Got a
competition.
championship.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean we can go home.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Right?
pretty much
Wrap it up.
perfect movie from
Violence
so-
happens too, though.
Okay, yeah,
Lots of pranks
yeah.
or pranks.
Brink.
Pranks.
Prank! Exclamation point.
Can we just go around the circle and talk about what our favorite parts of the movie were?
Oh my god! How do you pick just one?
I can talk about the ones that traumatized me and I've thought about ever since I was a child.
I know what you're. Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
one
let's
of
start
those
with that.
as
That's a
well.
good spot to start with.
In my mind, I just realized. Can I just give a little backstory?
Sure.
This is my favorite movie as a child. I love Brink, and when I would see that Brink was on TV, I would stop doing anything else. I would sit down and I'd watch the rest of it. No matter what I was doing, I could be, rushing a pregnant woman to the hospital.
Could
as
be
a
your
child.
mom for your fourth kid.
Even my own mom, and I, had my skates all ready to get her down there, but I would plop myself right down. And I watched the movie. What was I talking about?
What traumatized you most as a
Yeah.
Oh, it
child?
was the worm sandwich.
Yeah, warm sandwich.
And Gabrielle being slaughtered by ground. The inline skater's worst enemy,
yeah.
gravel.
Yeah, the gravel is basically anti-skater. You get gravel within 1 mile of a skater and it could kill it.
That was the most terrifying thing.
But we touched on that. Could that actually happen? Falling after over some gravel?
I think if there was loose
going
gravel on a
fast enough?
turn, yeah. I mean, they're supposed to be going 41.5 miles an hour.
That was them at the end.
That was them at the end.
Here's the
That's true.
thing. Even if the baddie didn't put the gravel down, you tell me those streets are clean enough that wouldn't have just happened naturally?
That's
Oh,
what I thought.
absolutely.
I've never bought that. Even when I was 5, I was like,
This is bullshit.
well, I guess California is public clean, all right.
To
No.
Department of
All
General
right.
Service.
I just got to take a quick break.
Olivia, what parts of this movie traumatized you most as a child?
Well, honestly, I
How
think.
attracted you were to the bad guy.
Oh yeah, that's part of it.
That's what
we did talk
traumatizes me now.
about when we watched it that the villain guy I found very attractive, but now going back to it, Andy and Nick gave me a lot of grief for it.
My man's looks just like a fish.
I don't know. Maybe I was drawn to his powerful energy. I don't know what it was because when I watched it the second time, I still kind of thought this guy's kind of got it.
I guess I
going
can
on.
understand like a psychological reason for the attraction
Because he had so much power
because he's
in
a
the
bad
skating
boy.
market.
I understand, but he
Yeah, he was a bad boy. He had
Yeah.
soft, shiny hair,
some people like the
And
bad
a
boys.
big mouth,
Like a fish.
like a fish.
What did you guys think about the class struggle within this movie?
I think it was well observed, and I think just like the skaters, it moved fast. Jesus. What do you think about it, Olivia?
Olivia just puked water in her cup.
Wow, I couldn't say it better than that. I think
Okay.
So, so
that really took me off.
Andy Brinker is your average too happy child in the 90s that the parents just don't understand, as Will Smith would say.
A weird tirade on his dad's part.
Yeah.
His
like,
dad didn't belong in that movie.
Too happy.
Well, you can't be happy all the time. You gotta be sad because you fell off a beam.
I
He
think
fell off a beam
he
just to
fell
make
off a
sure.
beam.
He fell off a beam, and that's why he can't go back to work for
His
6
dad
months.
did.
Yeah.
I thought at first I'm not joking. I did think they said bean. He was standing on a bean.
You didn't think that.
He slipped.
Can I be honest? I wasn't. I thought it would be funny.
You think I'm some kind of fucking fool. That's what you think.
That's what I. Never mind.
What'd you guys think of the pants in this movie?
I was gonna say that's what I bring.
Honest. I was
They're
big.
they're
A lot of big
all
pants.
over the
Sorry,
place.
didn't want to step on you
That's-
there. Big pants.
I agree.
And I liked it. I like the big pants. I'm a huge fan of big pants. Little
So-
shirts. Big pants, little shirts.
Big pants, little shirts are coming back in style.
That's the combo, dude.
I've always said, you gotta have big pants, a little shirt, or you gotta have a little shirt, big ass pants.
Yeah, I don't like little pants though.
Well, you just said
Oh, wait,
the same
wait.
thing.
We did, yeah, in a different-
You gotta have little pants and a
Like,
big
or
shirt.
like tight pants, like
No.
or like jeggings, and then like a
big
baggy ass cargo jacket that you could keep a whole Thanksgiving turkey in.
all your movie snacks.
All your movie snacks, but then some tight jeans
Toy.
Some
that
toy.
you couldn't even fit a Skittle in.
The greasy hair though was not a look for me.
Tread lightly. I didn't shower last night. I look a lot like any character in Brink.
No, but
right
like
now.
it was that one scene in particular where he's sitting on the porch and his hair is like
Really
in
bad.
ribbons. Like it just looks.
But he's
It's gel,
going through
obviously,
American.
right?
He's going through like some turmoil there, you know, because he had just betrayed his friends,
Yeah.
and then he's been kicked off of Team X
So he
Blades.
just added more gel to his hair.
Yeah, it was his body naturally produces grease to make the sorrow go away.
Olivia, this is what something. This is something that. Let me start over. This is something called the hero's journey, and the hero's journey involves the hero having clean hair, and then greasy hair, and at the end of the movie, he accepts his greasy hair and has greasier hair.
Oh,
Yeah, he lives in his truth at the end with his
And-
best friends.
but I would say at the end his hair looks very clean.
I'd like to
and
discuss.
flowing.
All right.
I would like to discuss the scene at the high school in the beginning, where they get
Cool.
into an impromptu skate race.
That was my favorite scene as a child.
So, can we set up the scene? How does it begin?
Does it begin with the worms?
It's the worm sandwich.
Well, yeah, basically. So they had beef from the other day when they kicked him out of the pit, and then they sicked some skateboard
Yeah,
punks
worm
on them.
beef, maybe.
And
worm beef.
they
Sirloin
basically
worm steak.
they devise a plan to fuck with Val, the bad guy.
Why is his name Valerie?
It's Valentine, maybe.
What is a like?
I think that
Val?
fits though.
What kind of what would that be? Valentine maybe?
He's
Valentine,
gonna
Valentine.
grow up to be a mechanic named Val. I just
But-
know it.
Sal is what I would think.
Well, Sal is the grown-up version of Val. When you're young, you're very young. V for Val.
And then when
And
you're
Sam, you're
middle-aged,
sagging,
you're
so
Mal,
Mhm.
and then when you're a grandpa, you're Mel.
Gal.
No, when you're
Grandpa.
older, you're Sal for senior. You're senior
That's
Val.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just very interesting.
gotta figure out.
I never thought about that name before. I just wonder.
Brink
I
is a
think
kind of a
about it
weird
a
last name
lot.
too.
Also,
Brinker.
that's not a real last name. They could have named that something so much better. Than
I accidentally called him Brinkley.
Do you
And
guys?
we were like,
no,
that would've made
that's
more
a better
sense.
name.
Yeah.
Truly a better name.
Kirsty Brinkley. She's a lady.
Yeah, she is.
Do you guys know that I know something about Brink and what the fuck Brink even means and
let
why?
us know.
There is
Did you look it up?
Yeah, I did look it up. It's like the first line of the Wikipedia page. There's a book called Hans Brink or the Silver Skates.
Jesus Christ.
Is this a real book that this
Yes.
was based on?
No,
movie was
kind of.
based
It's
on?
loosely based on the story of it. Basically, the story is that there's a young lad whose father is disabled because he got into a canal accident. This is in Holland.
So this is a retelling of a Holland.
It's
Go
an
on.
American story,
Holland-
but it's
Hollandish.
Holland, a Dutch story.
This is
So-
a loose adaptation of an old Dutch.
Very
Tale?
loose. Very.
You don't
loose.
even know the story.
Everything except the worm sandwich, which was in the book too.
Yeah.
So
Lovingly
basically,
rendered.
his so this guy's dad falls in a canal. His brain gets really big inside his skull, and he's in pain all the time.
That's
he can't
terrible,
work.
Andy. Don't-
So he needs to get
That's
a.
weird. I have a big brain and I don't feel pain at all. I'm so smart. Go on.
so smart.
Dad falls in canal. Big brain hurts. Too much pressure on his brain. He has to get a surgeon come in, take the pressure off the brain. Surgery costs money. You know that. We live in Dutch land.
Oh, yeah.
So this boy,
That doesn't make any
he wants to
sense.
enter a skating race to get a prize to get his dad's brain fixed, and
Wow.
they wouldn't do it because they wouldn't do well because he had wooden skates because everything's made of wood in Holland.
Yeah.
Are you taking the piss?
No, this is a real
Are you
piss that
shitting
I'm
on me?
taking right now.
God.
Why didn't we read that and do the episode on that? 'Cause that's
We'll
way
sit
cooler.
around.
Just
For
read.
weeks and read this book.
That would have been so nice.
Yeah.
Of a bonding experience.
Let for the next. I mean, is that too much Brink?
Is that too much?
I don't know if that's
What is it in? Is it
possible.
like Brink?
It's Hans Brink.
Oh,
Bronk.
Hans Brink.
You don't have to roll the R's.
I don't know. It's just a flare.
Was there more that happened?
speak
What,
Dutch.
did someone get a chocolate milkshake thrown in their face?
There's no chocolate milkshake. There's no pizza. There's no worm
Chocolate syrup
sandwiches,
with
as
the
far
milk.
as I can tell.
Where did all that come from?
Is it a
then?
young adult novel or is it?
It's like from like the 1860s.
Jesus Christ!
You're fucking with me. You have to
I'm
be.
not even fucking with you. I would never do that.
I wonder if there's one guy that was like a huge fan of the original Brink novel.
He's like, this does not.
Shit sucks.
This book was way
There's a lot of
better.
politics in here. Used to be not political. Yeah, I could look up more about it, but it's probably not actually that important. Anyway, so it
No,
is based
that's-
on Dutch book.
You just freaking
God, Andy,
blew
that's
my
really good
mind.
information.
freaking
I wish
blew-
I can't
you
believe
know-
you kept that from me all day.
Do you want to know another factoid I learned from reading the Wikipedia page?
What?
The song at the end, "Come on, Brink," do 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 do
Yeah.
do.
That existed prior to the movie.
That also was a Dutch folk song. No,
Oh
it
my
was
God.
it was co-produced by the drummer of Def Leppard,
What the fuck?
Alan. What's his name?
More.
Parsons?
Yes, Alan.
Oh, of the Alan Parsons project?
No.
No, not Alan Parsons. That's a different
I don't know
guy.
what the guy's last name
Yeah,
is.
but
I know
it's a
he's got
Def
one
Leppard.
arm.
Yeah, he's got one arm. That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He made that song. He said, "Come on and Brink."
He sang it.
I don't know if he fucking sang.
That song was really, really bad.
It was great. Fuck you.
Def Leppard. Did you have higher hopes?
I'm sorry.
But
It's a
that's-
leopard that rocked so hard he lost his hearing, bro.
You sound like the laughing from Brink.
Actually, yeah, he doesn't do it later in the movie, but earlier in the movie, there's several scenes where Brink just goes,
It-
really quick. It's
They're
really
la-
noticeable.
I wrote that the laughs seem like they're being read off a script.
Every single
That's what it feels like.
every single laugh has a personality and life of its own.
Ha 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 ha.
The laughter is the fifth character in the cast.
What are some of your guys' favorite lines from this movie?
Oh my god.
I like the 80-yard line where he just did a sick run, and this girl was just like, you just see the back of her head very clearly 80 yards. She goes, "That was rad, Brink."
My favorite
It's
one.
been ringing in my head.
My favorite one was at the end when they were gonna do the championship, and he got the sponsorship from the Puds and Suds, and he got them all new skates, and and he's like handing them out, and obviously someone who's watching very closely would say, hold on a second, now, how does he know the size that they wear? Okay, and that's when the ADR comes in and he goes, I just guessed the size, I hope they fit.
I guessed all these sizes. I hope they're right.
I just guessed the sizes, I hope they fit.
Because that's the one
in the
section.
it's like,
audience is just like,
phew.
thank God.
Because that made no fucking sense.
Because I've been looking at these kids' feet all movie, and I'm like, these could be anything.
I think I could guess people's foot size. 13.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my god.
What are my
I got big
foot size?
honkers.
You know my.
You wear size 10, 10 and a half.
Okay, what about Brendan?
I would say 9.
Sorry,
Could you
dude.
fucking imagine if I guessed his feet? I don't look at your feet.
You're like the brink of guessing feet sizes.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
you
I guess
you,
your feet are
you had
kinda
a
the same
strong
size as
start,
Andy.
and then you betrayed us in
What
the
size
end.
are my feet?
Uh,
You can't say.
Oh,
You say.
women's size is a different.
No, it's not. They're all.
Men are from
Let's
boys
say
are from
8.
Jupiter.
No, smaller.
7.
No, smaller.
1.
Sorry, I didn't need to laugh that hard into the microphone. 1.
I sampled some of the better
you can,
lines.
You
Oh,
can edit out
yeah.
my laugh. Well, hold on. I didn't even get to say.
Oh,
mine.
go ahead.
Oh,
What's
I know.
your-
I already did say it. It was the 80. I'm sorry. It was the 80 one.
I got all the
think-
same
I
sizes.
have it right here. I think I got the sizes right.
You fucking wrote it down.
All right, so here's some of the better lines. I think. Let's see.
Championship has 3 parts: street, vert, and downhill.
Don't talk
No,
over
yeah,
it.
you gotta-
Come on.
We need a clean pull of that
yeah.
one. Let's get that
Championship
one
has 3 parts: street, vert, and downhill.
Donna.
Downhill. Downhill. Downhill.
Oh, Oh wait, did you not get the one of him saying, "I think I got the right sizes"?
No, I didn't get that one.
Oh.
Wait, what
gotta-
about the real quick one where it cuts to him in the competition? Do you have that one?
Was like she's got yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. That's
Don't
this
give
one.
it away.
She hasn't trained in 4 days. She's got nothing.
It's such a quick cut. It works
such
really
a
good.
freaking
It works
shady
good.
bitch.
Good visually.
Also, the
'Cause there's some-
context of that is
Yeah.
that he just threw gravel down on the road and supposedly like broke her arm or maimed her.
Yeah, she
She's
broke her
covered
arm.
in guts and blood.
4 days later, she's healed.
lost both of her arms. I think I can't remember.
She
but
has a
basically,
full layer of
she
skin.
got.
missing.
Well, because Brink goes and visits her, and then she's like
She's
on like an
dead.
iron lung machine.
No, that's
She's
not
fucking
true.
like maimed. By
She's in the
gravel.
dark.
He
And
has
then-
to wear a full suit to go visit her so he doesn't get her infected.
And then 4 days later,
She's fine.
she's skating at the competition, and they're like,
She doesn't practice.
she's in a sling when they're practicing, and it's like, you can't skate until this Sunday. And I'm like, what?
She's like, fine, let me show you how to do the sesh.
Also, like in the scene, the championship scene, she's wearing short sleeves. Like they could have just put her in long sleeves and then kind of just brushed it under the.
Well, if they
with
put her
rug.
in long sleeves, then you couldn't see all the muscles on the stunt doubles who are clearly like middle
Men.
men.
True.
Oh, we have to talk about the stunt doubles.
The stunt doubles are
That's
the
my
best part because they'll
favorite
be
part.
doing like a trick. You'll see their dumb, goofy 90s
they like
face.
zoom in on the person.
And then all of a sudden, it's like fucking Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers doing like a fucking skate flip.
Yeah.
It was really something.
Well, for
else.
her, they didn't even have a female double. They had
No.
a man.
Yeah,
he
it was
looked
definitely a
nothing
guy.
like her. It just looked like somebody wearing like a long wig.
I think
it was
they
an
did all their own.
offensively bad
I think
job.
they did all their own tricks.
That's why they all were the actors in the movie were so bad
Like-
was because
Because they
They're
hired a bunch of
professionals-
professional
skate-
skaters.
aggressive inline skaters.
That was
Can
my
I also just?
Go
Oh,
ahead.
no,
No,
you-
no, no, please,
Come
go
on,
ahead.
no, come
No, no,
on,
come
please,
on,
please,
you
come on.
say
No,
it.
no, no,
She
no, no.
hasn't trained in 4 days. She's got nothing.
Can you get that one a little slower?
You're right, stop fighting.
I
guys.
can't. Oh yeah, I can't. Hold on.
Okay.
I was gonna say my favorite. Too slow. I was gonna say my favorite scene for like them doing like terrible stunt stuff was when they had Brink and they had like a chest up shot of just his arms outstretched and you could tell he wasn't moving, but it was supposed to be him grinding on the.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
yeah.
fucking so bad.
That's movie magic.
He's
Or,
just like
Or like during the downhill scene where they're all just like clearly look like they're like taking a shit.
just
like
just squatting and standing still.
Can I just say that skating is one of the more boring things to watch?
Oh, that was one of my
a lot
questions.
of the moves are just like jumping on.
What about roller derby, man?
roller
That
derby's
roller
cool
derby
because
is fun
there's
to watch.
violence. That's the only good part in Brink is the part where there's roller derby like violence where
Yeah.
someone falls over.
I love roller derby is an underrated sport.
It's
Oh
very
yeah,
fun.
we have a friend who does it.
It's like
Becca.
NASCAR. I have so many friends who do roll. I have too many.
Or Dolly Darko, we should say.
I just have
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of
true.
friends.
Yeah,
Are we
nice
allowed to-
brag.
Yes, we can.
It's fine.
Promote her.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Here's another good line from Brink.
Win, we stop giving you beef. You lose, and man, it's like open season on your butts.
It's there's so many pauses.
You win. We'll stop giving you beef.
So you just need to picture that his face transformed 17 times while saying that.
Yeah, his mouth moves
To
a lot.
all he has two different brains and they control different hemispheres of his head.
I think that's why I like him so much.
That's
Honestly, Val is the star of the movie. Like he's a
brings
villain,
it.
but he has the most energy where he's just like, "Listen, kid, you're just like some poor stupid kid, and I'm actually the."
He's not actually poor though. That's the.
He's middle class,
Yeah,
which
they're
is
all
poor.
Yeah, they're all
living-
rich.
They're all living in like fucking LA.
He's like, "You
All gonna be in a
lose.
friggin' movie.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah, friggin' movie.
you're gonna have to go back to your 4-bedroom house that your parents own."
That's a pretty good voice, actually.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did that voice.
You know, if I was, I think I would probably be friends with him more, like
Val?
before
Over-
I'd be friends with Brink.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like Brink just is like he is too happy. He's too positive. Like all he does is just like encourage you to the point where it's like I'm not your fucking kid, dude.
Also,
We're equals.
Brink is a goddamn bully. Think of the violence that Brink has committed against Val in this movie versus what Val actually did to Brink.
I mean, you can almost say there.
Val hurt
The
Gabriella.
only thing was the worm sandwich.
Worm sandwich, threw roller skates on his pizza. Unforgivable
fucked up.
crime.
Yeah, that
Oh,
and then
God, yeah, I
threw
forgot
a
about
chocolate milkshake in his face in front of his friends. And then his friend Boomer decided he was no longer his friend.
Oh, and in the beginning of the movie.
Okay, boomer.
There's
Yeah,
a kid named
Nick
Boomer.
said
Yeah.
that too.
Right in the beginning of the movie, he convinces a bunch of skateboarders to beat the shit out of all of them too.
Yeah, because
Oh,
he goes over
yeah,
to the skate
shit.
guys. Anytime that there's somebody who doesn't need to be a child actor, they just made him a middle-aged man.
They
And
all
Yeah.
looked like Bob Burnquist
Yeah.
in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Yeah. And he just goes over to the skateboarders and he's like, I heard that our skateboarders really aren't just a bunch of idiot wimps, right? And you're like, what'd you fucking say to me? It's like, it's just that kid over there saying that you're all a bunch of wimps, but I don't believe him. They're like, I'll fight anybody.
Yeah, he's a villain.
Yeah, he's a bad guy. Fuck Brink.
Yeah, I don't like Brink.
Can I just say that when I was a kid, because of all the media I watched, I assumed I would go to high school in California. Because
It'll
everything
be outside.
that it'd be outside, there'd be a sick open air courtyard lunchroom, like in it was in Malcolm in the Middle, it was in Brink, it was a level in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, it was in Rocket Power. The list goes on.
Sorry.
There is so much LA representation in late 90s media, especially because extreme sports took over. Rocket Power swept the nation. People were talking about shoobies all the time.
Why wasn't there like a, like scooter movie?
Oh, because
Razor?
we didn't
Like Razor scooter
get
movie.
off our butts and make it.
Damn, dude. Yeah, no, I really thought that there'd be more grindable objects in my day-to-day life. I thought I'd be grinding most of the way to school, or at least like to work when I'm an adult. Like, I'd just be grinding there and back.
I grind the curb a lot. Sometimes I'm not good at parking.
Do you get points on
Nar.
your special bonus? That's totally gnar, bro.
Nar.
Nar.
I've got one more sound clip, and then I
Yeah.
Hey,
have
lay
this.
it down.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My parents.
I'm
Your
sorry.
parents.
I'm sorry. This
Your parents.
this actually needs some setup because we haven't introduced this character yet. This is the promoter guy who's apparently making $10 million a year on selling merchandise for X-Blades, which, by the way, quick quiz. How do you spell X-Blades?
X.
XBLE.
I'm gonna say X dash BL.
No, there's no dash.
Z
No dash.
Z top.
Wait, you did actually get it right.
The two Z's.
No, not two Z's, but
How
there's
could he
no
have gotten it
E at
right?
the end of Blades.
Yeah, it's BLADZ.
Why do you guys know this?
Because we
Because
watched it all last night. Were you not there?
Did
No,
they-
I feel like I just intuitively knew that. I did not see
That's
that.
like way more hardcore than I
Wait,
thought it would be.
Also, can we talk about how
That just makes sense.
the skaters are supposed to be getting $200 a week?
Yes,
Do you know
How
how much money that is?
that's
That's $800 a month
to do skates.
for 12 months out of the year.
I mean,
Or
it's
is
not
it-
it's
In
not a
the
great
90s,
paycheck.
That was like in the 90s. That was like $500.
That's so much money, though.
Oh yeah,
That's
and then
crazy.
But the promoter guy said he was making $10 million a year in
Which is
sales
insane.
on the X-Blades, but he's paying these kids $800 a month.
See, this is in a world where rollerblading is like the biggest thing in the world. There's like several competing rollerblading magazines. There's a rollerblading promoter that makes like $1 billion. Children are constantly racing against each other, and ESPN shows up to record it.
yeah, ESPN was there.
This is very clearly set in a different reality. And,
Dystopian future.
Where is the door to it, my friends?
Get me on that
Where's
skate
that
train.
Stargate, come on, baby. But I digress. I like the dad.
Did you like the dad?
I hated the dad.
No.
I
I-
wish we could sum up that one scene.
Oh wait, did you play the?
Oh, I didn't
clip?
get to play it. So this is the
Oh.
promoter guy who's a weird, scummy guy, and just listen to this clip and tell me what it makes you think that he's. Like, what else is going on in his mind?
Oh, my parents. Yeah.
Oops. He's asking him to sign the contract, by the way.
Okay. All right. Okay.
What the fuck? Where's this?
Oh, my best. I'm with this. Your parents.
Andy.
Come on, Andy.
This. Their dad. No, my
This is
Unprofessional.
showbiz.
parents.
There it is.
This. My parents. Yeah. Their dad.
Oh my
This.
god,
This.
Andy.
Parents. Parents.
I'm sorry,
This is
guys.
so
Parents?
haunting. Parents.
There we go.
I'm in purgatory.
Every time you said there
Parents?
we go, it wasn't
Your
actually.
parents know about this?
My parents?
Yeah, they're down with this? Your parents are cool with this?
Oh, my parents, yeah.
Okay. All right, okay.
It sounds
There's-
like you sped it up.
There's
Sorry.
like backstory there.
Yeah, he definitely got caught for doing illegal child skating experiments or something.
Nude skating.
Oh no.
Should I not say that?
nude boy skating.
Oh, Nick
Let's
looks
just say there was a plane involved. I was trying to bring Epstein into it. I don't know how.
He didn't kill himself, you know.
Yeah.
You think about that?
He was-
Yeah, I think that's one of the many characters. There's a lot of characters where you know that there's a whole movie going on with just them. Like Peach.
Peach.
Peach doesn't say a word.
Beach.
It's
It's BJ.
I've got Peach.
PJ.
No, it's BJ.
Is
No,
it
it's
BJ or
PJ.
PJ?
No, it's BJ.
Like PJ
Beach.
Harvey. Peach.
No, it was BJ.
I have Peach written down.
No, it was.
I'm looking.
I'm looking back at my notes and I'm getting Peach.
Look at my file. It's definitely written down as Peach.
Yeah, but that's Nick. We cannot trust you.
I got my best man on this.
Are you guys talking about Peach?
Okay, Andy, it was BJ
Is it BJ?
and it was Beach. Like that's
Beach.
why
Still
we
like
were
a blowjob.
laughing.
I mean, both are funny.
Why are we acting like it's not? Like,
PJ
that's not
is a
thing?
That's what I
Peach.
wrote down from the beginning. Beach.
Nick, are you? Oh my God! I'm on the Wikipedia page.
We told you it wasn't Beej. I don't know why you thought it was Beej,
Stop
Olivia.
gaslighting.
Beach. I'm sorry that we made you
Where does
Brink.
Beach
You were
come into
wrong.
it?
Beach is an insane character because they all seem like the bad kid is the evil leader, but they seem to always run all decisions through Beach, and Beach never talks, but they're always like, "Isn't that right, Beach?"
He's like,
Yeah.
And he gives like a
says nothing.
solid nod, which makes me think he's the shadow leader of the X-Blades.
What was the guy?
He's
with
pulling the strings.
What was the guy with the spiky hair and the 2 earrings? The spiky hair.
Oh,
and the 2
that
earrings.
poor boy.
What
he
was
just
his
wanted to be
name?
like.
Was he Worm?
He was Worm.
He would have been like, I don't know.
I think his name was Worm, but was that his
No.
was that his proper name?
It
Would
was
you?
Arn, I think. I just looked up the
Arn?
Wikipedia. I
Maybe
don't
his
know.
name was Warren.
And they
then
called
his
him.
shitty friends were like, "Oh, I'm gonna call you Worm."
Oh, you fucking Worm.
He he was a total people pleaser.
Yeah.
He really liked Brink, and then I think when Brink left, he was really heartbroken.
Well, because he was the
Yeah.
one he would make fun of Brink and then do like a we're all having fun here.
Yeah.
And
then-
he would look to Val for.
And then he would look to Val for
reassurance.
validation.
Oh,
That's where that
his
word
name.
comes
That's
from.
His
Right,
name's
That's where the
validation.
word validation comes from.
Yeah, it's also based on a Dutch book.
Oh my god.
I looked up. When I looked it up, it just says Val.
Yeah, it's his name,
So I
Val.
don't know. Well, yeah, I know, but I just don't know.
Val
what
is
his-
just like a cool California name, you know.
Wait,
Val?
I thought
I've
his
never
name
heard
was
that name.
Pal.
Oh, I'm fucking done. I'm done.
His name is Bijal.
Just gotta get a quick Brink of water.
I cannot.
I made a song
Third
with all the
time's the charm.
stupid samples I took.
time's
Do you
the
guys want to
charm.
hear it? Are you
Go
ready?
for it.
Yeah.
Downhill.
Downhill.
Bird,
Downhill.
bird, downhill. Bird, downhill. Bird, downhill. Bird, downhill. Bird, downhill. It's like open season on your butts.
Your parents are cool with this? Your
Yeah.
parents are cool with this? Your parents are cool with this? Your parents are cool with this?
Down, down, down,
Your parents are cool with this?
down, down, down,
Your parents are cool with this?
down, down,
Your parents are cool with this?
down, down, down.
Your parents are cool with this? Your parents are cool with this? Your parents are cool with this?
Down, down, down.
Your parents are cool with this?
Open season on your butt. Open season on your butt.
It just does that for a while afterward.
Oh,
It's like open season on your butts.
that was really good.
What was your
Andy.
favorite 90s cool guy word that they use? Because I have a list of them.
They say surprisingly they say fam.
They do say fam
That
early.
was like really weird. That like shook me. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he walks into the scene. He's like, "What's up, fam?" And then and then he was
and
like,
then he
"It's
turns
lit."
to the camera and goes, #Coney 2012.
Goes, I just can't wait to go Jewel, the singer.
And we're like, oh yeah, that meant something different back then.
So they said the word fat. I remember that was nice.
Yeah, it brings me back to a simpler time where that meant cool.
That's fat. He's a fat cat.
That's fat.
They said a lot of dist and beef talk because there was a lot of beef
A lot of
between the
beef.
two skate teams.
None.
His dad was
None
like
yet. Yeah, that was-
really. He was really mad about his son using lingo, but it's like that's just how the English language evolves. You know, you gotta get with it. You know.
Didn't he say like word up to his dad and he's like, words are to be
No, he's
respected.
like,
That's
what's
what's
up, Dad?
Words should stay on the ground. Words should not be up. Words should stay where I can see them. That's what his dad said.
Yeah, his dad said some dumb shit. I didn't like the dad. I thought the dad did not belong as a character.
Can I just rattle through some? I'm gonna rattle through all my dad-related notes.
Yeah,
if that's
please.
all right. All right, let me see what I can do. His dad wants him to be miserable. That's weird. That's a weird thing for a dad to say. He's just like pissed off.
Wait,
and
is
he's
this
happy.
new rules? Bam, 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 bam.
When like I don't know, when he starts going into his pain, there's like a scene where him and
They're having
and
like a
his
man to
wife are
man.
having like no, there's a scene where like Brink's listening into a conversation with his parents. First off, that could get into some dangerous territory. But sorry, Brink.
It's like, oh, I can't wait to peg you later. It's like, yes, I can't wait for you to peg me later. And then Brink has to realize that everybody has different
fall
stuff.
off my beam,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
That would have been a cool movie.
What? Just
fucking
Brink's
hell.
mom pegging Brink's dad, and then he falls off a beam.
Well, there was so much they had to cut out. His dad wants him to be miserable though. In that one scene, he's like really. He just like goes in about how like fucking depressed he is about not being at work, and I'm like, dude, you gotta like fucking. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they probably can't afford therapy. You know, who can? But
Yeah,
it's like you gotta like fucking. You gotta see something about this. You can't put this on your wife. And then like his wife, he just like was shitting on her. She was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, I like almost sold a house," and he's like, "Oh, almost." I'm like, dude, she's carrying this family right now. So at least just like fucking cut her some slack.
yeah. Don't be such a fucking dweebazoid.
Yeah, he was just like an asshole to everyone.
But then he
Compared his daughter.
reading from
He
his
compared his
manifesto.
he compared his daughter to a dog at one point. He's shitty to every single member of his family, and it's because he's depressed.
Olivia's pushing the table because she's really leaning in for the story.
I'm just so engaged. I was just staring into Nick's eyes.
Oh yeah, I said father needs mental health.
He's rattling him
It's
off.
Mental Health Awareness Month.
I
I'm a
guess I didn't
construction
have as much
foreman.
dad-related stuff. The moral at the end of the movie when in his man-to-man was insane.
I wish we could bottle that
So
because I don't know
basically-
how to describe that.
Okay,
The
I
entire movie
I
is
can more or
about-
less like
Let
play
me-
it back. Oh,
Can
go
I
ahead.
just
Go
say-
ahead.
The moral that everything in the movie was ramping up to. No pun intended. Ramp.
Skating.
Brink.
He's skating
it was all
past his
brinking
It's
premise.
all
up
on the
to.
brink of.
So it was all about him like having this double life where he's like hiding stuff from his friends, hiding stuff from his parents. And it was the tension about that. And then he finally tells his dad all about that. And his dad's like, your life isn't defined by what you do. It's not like defined by your job. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you fucking missed the mark, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's like, what's important is your friends
I'm like, you have
and your
a-
family. It's not about whether or not you skate. When I was a union foreman, I used to say, I used
He
to
never
love
said
skating.
union foreman. You're just.
Oh, he's not a
adding-
unionizer.
You're
Sorry,
just changing the character. All
he was
said
a scab. He crossed the picket
I was
line.
the
And he said-
construction foreman.
And
That's
he
all
said
Construction.
everyone loved him for how good he was as a foreman.
And saying hi, welcome to the job site to people.
He used to say how much he misses saying I'm the construction foreman,
but it just like
which is such a small part of his job, I would imagine.
but it's like it
They're
seemed like
basically greeters at
it
Walmart.
seemed like he just completely ignored the moral of the story just to be like, here's some shit I've been thinking about recently. I've just been kind of like riffing on this. What do you think about this, son? Think about doing a one-man show. Yeah, that was insane.
It felt like a fever dream.
Oh, also, there's a time where Gabrielle was laid out, and I forgot that she comes back later, and I really thought and the dad's like, oh yeah, I used to skate. I was like, I really thought the way this was heading, that dad was gonna join the team. He's gonna win the competition.
That
with
would be
his
fucking
son.
amazing. I would watch.
Well, that was like the whole
after
thing
he's
was
done
that
fucking the mom and he hits the slopes.
I don't know if he'd be able to skate after that.
Oh
though.
my god,
You know?
is
the mama's shoes. For what's her name?
mom. I don't think they gave her a name.
name
It was
was
Ralph Brink.
Marink.
Marink
I've been
and drink.
I've
That's
been
mom and dad drink.
I've been going off though. I'm sorry.
What's like the moral of the whole story? The whole story, even down beyond the dad's like speech, like the story is don't sell out your friends for money.
He did
But-
it for like a totally alright reason.
But yeah,
That
like
was
you're
that was weird.
you're
He should have
trying-
just told them. Like I thought that was the stupidest part about it. Like he could have just said, "Hey guys, I'm going through a rough time. I need to do this for
Like
the
my
money."
dad's unemployed, and I'm like worried that we're not gonna be able to make rent.
Mm-hmm. And then his friend was like, we all need the money, man." And it's like, okay,
like,
then let's all join the team. I mean, what the fuck is the problem?
Like, let's fucking make some bread. Like, I don't know, if you have this talent and the opportunity's there, you just gotta, you gotta keep yourself in check, Brink.
also
just don't let it get, don't let it get out of control.
also it's not like the
Nick.
X Blades like
Really soulful
stood
moments
for
over here.
anything that was like bad.
Podcasting.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing is because Brink didn't want to be a hypocrite because he was all about soul soul skating, which is just like you skate for fun,
But that's a little baloney because then they're doing the championships, which that's not for the fun of it. That's for winning.
That's true.
So at the end of the day, were they really doing it for the fun of it, or were they just wanted to win?
Classic neoliberal.
Do you get- you know what I
bullshit,
mean?
You got a nice veneer of pleasantry on the outside, but on the inside you're just all about the money.
Do you know what I
Brink.
remember Brink was also in?
What?
Leave It to Beaver.
He was in Leave It to Beaver? Was he the beaver?
Leave it to Beaver.
He was the older brother.
Wow.
There's also a really good, like, scene where someone gets a pie in the face that I used to rewind and watch over and over as a kid. And it reminds me a lot of the shake scene in this movie.
Nick, you really were shaped by the things that you watched when you were a kid, weren't you?
Just especially Brink. Like, I think I modeled my life after Brink for a while. Well, when I saw the future, I saw Brink. When I saw my future,
That was
I
going to
say-
be you,
I
Brink.
say,
Nick.
when I'm in high school, I'm
Nink.
eating outside every day. I'm always going to challenge people. I'm never going to make any money.
Some of that's
My
true.
dad is going to get sick.
That one I was
You missed that
definitely-
one.
I was definitely sure that would happen.
Can I go back to I'm sorry, can I
Brink?
go back to the worm sandwich?
Yeah, the worm
Who-
said.
Who
That was
doesn't
pretty
look That looked pretty freaking tasty.
Those are real worms.
Don't mind if I do. They looked like real worms, but who knows? But then when he bit into it and pulled away, I'm like, that's linguine. They don't look like worms anymore.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was, who doesn't look at their sandwich when they eat?
I agree.
Like you
Um,
always look into your sandwich before you bite.
But
I
Val,
always-
he's
because-
too much of a hotshot, big dog on campus. That he's like, he's coming in. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Look at me. I just run by my sandwich. I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, he seems
know?
like the kind of guy who wouldn't look at a sandwich.
No, because looking at sandwiches for wusses, which they were very opposed to wusses in this movie. A lot of toxic masculinity. The
Yeah.
dad refusing to talk about his feelings because it really took a lot for him to be like, "I love you, my son."
Yeah, I
Like-
think the movie's about the sins of the father being passed down to the son.
That's true. We really did unwrap it here.
Because he like totally used to like inline skating.
Well, yeah, because he was like, "I gave you these skates. I didn't know it was gonna consume
Why
your
are we
life."
acting like inline
And
skating
you
is a
don't-
thing?
You don't remember that his last name's Brinker too, so his friends probably called him Brink as well. Ralph Brinker.
Damn,
was his
dude.
name.
Think about Ralph Brinker rolling around in the
Until he became
80s.
dad.
Dude, Ralph Brinker just tearing the streets of LA up
Brinker.
in the fucking 80s.
Dude,
You know what I'm
mine-
saying?
Nobody skate. Well, no, actually,
People
like the
did
70s.
skate.
Yeah.
It was much cooler in that time period.
But
Man,
it's not
if my-
inline; it's the four.
right, they had the
wheels.
force. Those are your
Man.
dad's skates.
If I walked on the work site and my foreman's name was Ralph Brinker, I would drop that girder with me on it and get out of there as fast as I could.
It's like I don't want to be on the brink of death. This guy's supposed to keep me safe, and he's falling off of beams.
Damn, that's true.
Yeah.
Shouldn't
That
make
is
fun of
job.
people falling off of
He fell off a
That
beam
happens
because he
a
was eating
lot.
his lunch in New York City on a
He was trying to
skyscraper.
He was overextending himself while catcalling a woman. It's a coward's injury. Or a cowardly dad.
Can I say one more thing that I wanted to bring up?
Absolutely.
Break up.
Oh, we forgot about the music that plays in that one scene.
Oh god, dude,
Did
the
we
music cues
record
were
it?
insane. No,
All the music. There's
Is there a way?
so much.
let me see if I can pull up a Brink soundtrack. You go on
Yeah,
and talk
yeah,
about the
just-
music.
I don't think a soundtrack is gonna work. I think you're gonna have to actually get the.
I'm gonna say there were.
Wait, I can find the Brink
three-
song.
There were 3 different Dave Matthew like songs in it.
Yeah, and one thing that we're forgetting here is the punk versus ska dynamic.
That was interesting. Yeah, the bad guys' music was better,
Well,
'cause
the
it's-
bad guys' music was all punk rock, classic skater
and
stuff.
it seemed like good punk rock.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed like good '80s stuff.
Yeah.
That real sticky dank shit. With
And then-
real, go on.
Oh, and then I was just gonna say, and then all of the Brink crew was just like this, it's this ska bullshit. They're skanking off that wall every time they're trying to do this cool 540 flip.
I hope they never tried to skank and skate. They'd fall over.
I think I have the full Brink soundtrack here.
Yeah, but I just don't think that one part's gonna be on it because that's more of like.
You want to play that front to back?
We got 11 minutes left. Let's go.
The other thing I was gonna talk about was
Do you want to scan that and find the song first?
I will see. How would I? Oh, I guess I could do that. Yeah, you guys go on. You guys carry the podcast for a moment.
Or I don't know. What were you gonna do?
I
Just
was just gonna play it.
we can see
Oh,
what
is it on
happens.
YouTube?
Yeah. Go ahead, guys.
I can't even remember what the song sounded like. It was.
It was
during
like
one of the
in
monta-
memoriam music.
Yeah,
But it was like
in
the climax of the movie. There was a montage.
Yeah, it was the championship, which is what it had all been building up to.
Not this.
This is what the Brinkers are bringing down to when they're going down to the beach part.
That's Brinker's Lament.
This is one of the
Still
songs from.
Brinks.
No, this is one of the ones from the championship. They were doing this shit to like the most important part of it.
No,
No?
you remember it? It was like violent, sad.
This one?
was no, I think
No.
this was during the. Sad part. Oh yeah. This was
Oh yeah,
one
this
of
is one of them.
This is one of the DMV like songs.
Yeah, for the climax of the movie. And then let's see what else we got here. Yeah. That song's long.
This is
This is a Brink song. Hold on. Here we go. Wait.
Brink.
Here comes the real Brink song.
Brink it to
I
the.
just- I
credits.
want people to hear it.
This is the Brink song. This is the guy from the fucking from Def Leppard. Rick Allen is his name.
Brink.
Yeah, so that's the music that you had to deal with while they were fucking like supposed to be skating for their lives. Basically,
You'll have to put it on like a post that you make so that people
So
can
everyone
hear that
can-
one song because it's honestly
Because that one that
Buck
you
wild.
played, that wasn't the one in the
that wasn't
scene.
the one.
No, that
it
was the
the
one-
saddest funeral music.
Yeah, that was earlier in the
was-
movie, and it actually kind of worked with the scene because he had a lot of jobs, and that was sad.
Oh yeah, because he was washing dogs. That was the other thing too, is that they ended up getting like a rival sponsorship. Whatchamacallit?
He was doing kind of a Mrs. Doubtfire thing.
Yeah, where he was
running
burning the
from
candle
one thing
both
to the
ends.
next and had to pretend to not be,
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Turns
There's
out
something that we neglected to talk about that was a huge aspect of the movie.
Go ahead.
The sexual tension between Brink and the baddie.
Oh,
god, dude,
yeah.
that was the best part of the whole thing.
If you broke this movie down to scenes where he's whispering in his ear, the baddie's whispering in Brink's ear,
The bad. I'm not.
or vice versa, that would be more than half of the movie. It would take up more than half the duration.
Maybe that's why I liked so much.
Yeah.
Maybe I could sense that chemistry.
Yeah.
I mean, half of this movie's ASMR.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
He's just like it's in his face. It's like whoever gets to the bottom of this hill is gonna be the winner, and whoever gets last is gonna get kissed by my big fish lips that are always wet.
It's open season on your butts.
I really like that worm sandwich you gave me.
Truly though, the things that Brink.
What if they really got in with the mics when he's eating the worm
He's
sandwich?
like, yeah, what are these? Oh. Worms.
Oh, it's just time to have a little sandwich in the schoolyards and eating outside because it's California.
All my friends love me. I'm making a lot of jokes. What's this? What is that?
Did my mom make me another spaghetti sandwich?
Oh, honestly, I feel sick. Anyway.
But yeah, there's a lot of whispering. It reminds me of the great, homoerotic, rivals, Sephiroth and Cloud,
Oh my god.
Solid Snake and Ocelot, all the other ones that aren't in video games.
Anytime you got to get in someone's face and just whisper threats at them,
Did you guys look up other stuff that these actors had been in?
I know that Gabriella was in the Dollhouse.
Welcome to the Dollhouse.
Welcome to the
The
Dollhouse.
main dude here was Sid in Toy Story.
Yes.
Wait, which one?
He was the
The
bad
blonde guy?
Or Brink.
Brink was Sid.
No, he was not.
Yeah, he was the baddie in that movie.
Damn. Well, that's good because he was
What?
the baddie in this
He's
fucking
got
movie.
range.
Oh my god, I did not know that. That didn't sound anything like him.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah, they had a little
Yeah,
bit of a
Brink,
run.
You know a guy.
The main bad guy Val looks like tan Jack Black nowadays.
Yeah, he's a bad man.
No, he looks
Yeah.
like tan Buzz Lightyear. Actually,
Buzz Lightyear.
He's a villain in real life.
Doesn't he look like Buzz Lightyear?
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, my man's looks just like Buzz Lightyear.
Looks like his chin took steroids.
Yeah,
Yeah, he looks like a eggplant. I'm sorry.
being rude as hell.
Yeah, that's mean. I'm
Come
sorry,
on,
bad guy
Brink.
from Brink. You're all right. Do you guys have any? Do you guys want to? I feel like we're running out of time. Do you want to just rattle off the rest of your notes?
Yeah, sure. What you got?
If there's
anything?
anything we missed,
I have one.
Dude, I just feel like wet mouths, wet mouths, wet mouths.
lipstick,
part-
lip gloss.
there's a part where Brink definitely has lip gloss on.
Yeah,
And he's got little sunglasses to hide his identity, and he looks like Olivia pointed out.
a blind mouse.
Yeah, a
Little
little,
blind mouse
little
with
brown blind mouse.
with popping lips.
It was like light purple lip gloss.
It was
Yep.
noticeable.
I think they maybe thought it was clear, but then they realized it wasn't, and they're like, we don't have time.
that
Get 'em
is
on
how
set.
that's how I hide my identity though.
Yeah, I wear a purple lip gloss because
Purple lip
no one would
gloss.
expect it of
Everyone
me.
will be like, "Is that Nick?" No, I normally wears green lip gloss. It's clearly purple.
One thing I have to say is the people in the crowds for the championships were such an afterthought. It hurt my feelings.
There's like,
Like, I
10
was
people
like,
there, and
these
yet they
people
had
would
ESPN
never-
filming
Also, those people would never be at an inline skating competition.
aggressive inline
and they
skating.
were way too excited. Like, way too excited.
I don't know. If an opportunity came up and I wasn't doing anything else, I would.
And you'd be jumping out of your seat, screaming, hands raised in the air, in
Well, yeah,
your,
I mean,
in your
just
green shorts.
the athletic prowess of these young men. It's really
And
insane
women,
that they can do
Jesus.
this.
And
That's
one
true,
girl,
I'm
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, it was so heavy-handed with
If
the girl
Gabrielle
stuff.
was here right now, she'd chew me out. She'd
Yeah.
bonk
Spank
me on
you,
the
spank
head.
your little
Oh, we
butt.
never mentioned
No.
the
Yeah.
little bits of race politics that were in the movie.
Let's not get into it.
Brink,
No,
at one
go
point,
on.
there is a mystery man, right? Who's the new guy after Boomer gets killed by Brink in a race. There's a mystery man that joins Team X Blades, right? And they're like, Brink
And it's
team,
Brink,
and it's Brink, but they don't know that, so they're like, who is he? He's like, oh, I heard that he's like a Korean guy,
Big
or
guy.
or a big guy, or like a Native American. Yeah, he's a Native American. And then later they're like, he's not Korean. That's Brink. Just like very unnecessary.
Yeah.
And then
that was diversity. In
that was
race.
diversity. Was just
That's
mentioning
true.
other races
Yeah.
of people.
Yeah. Just
And then there's this stuff with Gabriella, who's Peruvian in the movie, but we looked it up, and the actress is Puerto Rican, which is hilarious because it was absolutely of no consequence. Because the only time when it gets mentioned again is when Val says racist shit to her. He tells her to go back to Mexico, and then like she's like, "I'm actually from Peru." And there was no payoff to that. She could have just been Puerto Rican.
But you didn't see his reaction, which was, man, I had no idea. I guess you really expanded kind of my, just my mind today.
My mouth.
My mouth, my mouth is gaping.
Every
Maybe
ti-
he learned from that experience, and he's,
now he's
he
always
bettered
aghast.
himself.
Yeah, that's true.
Aghast.
A gas.
No, not
Aghast.
aghast.
Yeah, you're right.
Aghast.
Nothing happens to him at the end of the movie. He just skates off.
He skates off. He also assaults Brink during the downhill thing, and they film it.
Yeah.
He's like pushing him. Oh,
He's ruined.
oh, we never even mentioned that Brink's like big thing is when someone falls, he has to help them out,
'Cause he's
even if
good.
he's in the middle of a race because he's a good guy. And the climactic scene is that he helps Val out during the big downhill race. And he like helps him. He's like, "You're always too like." The thing that Val says to him makes no fucking sense, but it's great. He's like, "You're too dumb to keep racing. I knew that your brain was too small. Keep racing. When someone falls, wipes out big time."
Which is what I was counting on.
Which is what I was counting on, and then he like pulls Brink down, and then
meanwhile,
starts.
they turn around. There's a cameraman filming the whole thing, and I was like, "How is this still allowed to be a race?"
And then
Yeah.
Brink jumps
Brink,
over a
like-
building.
Yeah, he does. He like cuts through an alley. That's totally not.
And then Gabriella's like, "My move."
I thought she was gonna say my man.
Yeah, my man. So overall,
Great movie.
go out, watch this movie. You're not gonna regret it. Rent it.
Run out to don't walk. Run to your local theater.
Run to-
Don't
and
walk. Skate to your local theater.
Insist that they put Brink on, no matter how many times they beg you to leave. You stay there all night and you cry and you scream and you say, "Let me watch Brink."
You go into every showing of The Irishman, new Scorsese
And you
film.
smash the screens. You pull everyone's popcorn out of their hands. You say, "Brink."
And you say, "Who else is thinking Brink?"
You think Brink or what?
Can I rattle off the rest of my stuff
Yeah,
real quick?
you gotta go. Come
Speed
on.
round like Brink.
Speed round, go.
Brink had a great room.
That's it. End of list.
Classic Cali school. Brink's friend was what I like to call stoner coded, which is a classic character archetype in the 90s where someone's clearly like
A stoner.
a stoner. Also, this whole movie seems like an allegory for your kids starting to do drugs.
Yeah, skating is doing drugs.
Skating is drugs.
They're off the rails.
They're off doing their
drugs.
skating drugs.
They're getting sponsored for their drug
I
sponsorships.
wish.
Yeah, but like Brink's like spacey friend was like classic Pauly Shore and Goofy movie,
Mhm.
secret stoner kid. There's a part where in the beginning scene where they're racing to the beach and Brink just bonks his head a bunch and screams, which I thought was
I don't
pretty
even
cool.
remember that part.
Yeah, it's so early. So much happens after it. That's like how it opens the movie. He just opens the movie by bonking his head and screaming. He's got a good room. I went over that. A lot of sexual
All right,
tension.
someone play Nick out.
The guy
Come
that
on,
played
Brink.
Ralph Brinker died 2 years after the movie.
Oh, for fuck's
Oh,
sake!
Right after he got his job back.
He died at his brother-in-law's wedding.
God.
Classic Brinker.
Hey, man, some might even say that his brother-in-law might as well have died.
Also, he
during
was
the
in
wedding.
6 Police Academy
Yeah,
movies.
that's like,
Oh,
like
yeah,
the end
he
of,
was-
that's
wait,
like the
was
end
he,
of like, marriage is like the end.
Oh,
Yeah, I
He's
was
the
making,
guy
like, a
from
joke
Police
about-
Academy. He's like the
About
chief or
what?
some
About
shit,
my-
right?
He's
my wife.
Eugene Tackleberry.
Yeah, I think that's the chief. He's
what
got
did
a,
he die of? A heart attack?
He died
Surely.
of he died of his brother's wedding. He got too much matrimony.
Maybe he got too sad.
He got
He's
too
like,
sad.
What am I doing with my life?
I'm just you
Oh,
know.
my heart.
Oh,
It
my
is sad though.
heart.
A man did die.
I'm sorry
this
that
is
you're
not
dead.
nice.
I
Shouldn't have fallen off
drew
that beam.
a bunch of pictures of Brink. Oh, also, all the teams are hierarchies. That's weird.
Yeah, all of them
why they all
have to have a
leaders?
fucking
They're
Heart
child,
attack,
they're child
heart
skating
attack.
teams.
way to make the what day about you, Ralph Brinkman.
Just putting my notes
Yeah,
away.
imagine your brother dies.
Your wedding. That sucks. I have one other thing to say, which is there's a part where Val is doing his run. And he does this really sick run, but they're like, well, he's going to really suffer because he didn't do any lip tricks. And I was like, in this fucking movie with this fucking fish face motherfucker, you're going to tell
Yeah,
me
he's doing
not
all
doing
lip
any
tricks,
lip
baby.
tricks? You're not going to give him the benefit of the doubt? Fuck you. Val's the best.
Yeah, if you zoom in on him doing those tricks, he's doing something with those lips. Kidding me?
Can we just send this movie off in one sentence?
Brink it. Don't think it. Brink it.
Olivia, what you got to say about Brink in a sentence?
I don't think I can say anything that I haven't already said.
I think it's
Um,
one of the better movies.
if you want to have a sexual awakening at 8 or 10, I'm not sure when I watched it. Watch this movie.
Yeah,
you
if
know,
you want to,
it's gonna awaken things in you thought that you never had before, and you're gonna think for the rest of your life.
I hope these two dudes kiss.
I want them
Yeah,
to
if you want to
kiss.
have like an expectation that you're gonna someday live in California, you know.
You're
watch
gonna-
this movie.
Nick is
And you're gonna
really
live
a
upset about
child.
that.
Nick is upset that his future in the skate-based economy was completely stolen from him by the fucking skateboarders.
I
you
grew
know?
up to be a shoe bee.
And Gabriella too was a real crush of
Yeah.
mine. So you know, if you,
Yeah, I
there's a
think
lot
I
in
li-
there for everyone, I would say.
I think I liked that Gabriella
Yeah, I
as,
think I
as a
did.
5-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was fine.
Well, I'm gonna go.
It's
home.
weird for me to comment on it because I didn't watch it as a kid, so it's like, I can imagine.
They're old
she's,
enough.
She's
They're old
probably
enough. They're
18,
old
but
enough.
still,
I
like,
remember as a kid that in the scene where she fell down.
And that
that
really
was an
got your
awakening.
rocks off.
Yeah, that was an awakening for me.
this
You like
when
to
you
see
knew
what
you
a
were
woman
in.
looked like on the inside.
No.
No,
I'm
it's when Nick
just-
realized he loved gravel.
Yeah.
He's like, I like women that are covered in jam.
Oh,
That's what it looks like.
Also, where there's a part where Brink like finds out that he threw the gravel, and I just thought it'd be cool if there was a scene where it was like him in a lab testing the gravel.
You could see that his fingerprints
Tracing
were
it
on
back.
the pieces of the gravel.
Can we
Yeah.
cut all this out?
Edit out most of it, honestly.
All right, folks, if you're still
All right.
listening, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
We're having a great time.
Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around. Turn around, bright eyes. Every
Brink.
now and then I
Brink,
break
Brink.
apart.
And I'll brink you now
Brink.
tonight.
Okay, let's go.
I'll
I'm gonna
fucking
go home
brink
now.
you now.
Oh, I don't know about you guys, but
No, Nick, don't say
I need a
anything.
break of water after all that. I'm sorry.
You sully your own jokes by doing this. You can't just.
Thank you, everyone.
All right,
And
goodbye.
be
R-I-N-K.
be nice.